What a game. What a game. What a game. Let's go Niners. If I told you in the beginning of the season with the Niners sitting at 3-5 that the Niners would be in the NFC Championship game, you would have called me crazy, especially if I told you that this game would come down to the special teams and the defense pretty much winning, and also Jimmy Garoppolo obviously for the last drive, but the special teams and defense pretty much carried us to this win pretty much the whole game. They were dominant, but what a game, what a game. Before I get your thoughts on this, Kobe, I have a special guest. I have a very special guest on the show. If you are a Niner fan and you watch a lot of Niner content creators, you've probably seen this guy before, Bashar, a.k.a. 49er Minded.
What is up? How's it going, man?
It's live.
What a
For
game.
the championship game.
Well, it's crazy, huh? I can't believe we made it to the NFC Championship game. Still in shock, still in disbelief.
Yeah, I still don't know we won yet. You know, in my mind, it's like we lost.
Our
right?
wins don't feel like wins.
Yeah, it's like we lost, right?
Yeah.
It always feels like we lost, and then let alone we win some crazy game. I don't know how to handle these games anymore. I don't know if I can watch the rest of the way from here on out.
Oh yeah, my heart. I mean, I've definitely aged about 50 years.
Yeah.
Man, the whole game pretty much for like the first 4.5 quarters, 3.5 quarters, I'm like sitting on the couch like just take me out of my misery. Like this game, 10 points. You only gotta put up 10 points. Offense can't do nothing, And in the block, obviously the block field goal helped, but in the block punt, like I was losing my mind when we blocked that punt. I was jumping up and down. I was going nuts, but what a game.
Yeah, that game is just an example of why football is a lot more than just the quarterbacks because I had us losing this game in my mind. Obviously, I'm not going to put that on the timeline coming back in fan mode, but I definitely did not think we're going to lose. We're going to win that game. And then when they score on the first drive, I'm like, yep, it's going to be one of those games where Jimmy's going to have to not be bad Jimmy in this game. And we said last week if Jimmy played, that badly against the Packers, they would lose. And Jimmy played about as poor as he did against Dallas, and they still won. Football is a lot more than just the quarterbacks. It's the ultimate team sport. And today, the defense and special teams was the difference for the Niners. And for the Niners special teams to finally make a difference in the game for once in their life, I mean, it's just, who would have thought? Who would have thought?
Yeah. Special teams also, right? Like, special teams, we've been criticizing special teams all season this year. Special teams, most people have been talking about special teams all year. Special teams has not been good. But in one of the most important games of the season, special teams came through. Obviously, with that block field goal and then the block punt. Without that block punt, I'm pretty sure we would have lost that game. But special teams came in clutch. And also the defense, right? Like, holding Aaron Rodgers to only 10 points this game, ridiculous. Aaron Rodgers most likely will win MVP. He is an MVP favorite this year. But the Packers are pretty much dominating the whole entire game, even on offense. But obviously, 2 red zone drives. One we got blocked field goal, and the other one we stopped. They got the field goal, and we stopped them from scoring the touchdown. But special teams and the defense came in so clutch this game. Whew.
I mean, put that defense in the Hall of Fame tonight. I mean, D'Amico, for a first-year coordinator, I just cannot believe he's doing what he's doing with his defense. I mean, a lot of us thought there would be some growing pains. I definitely did. And I feel like there were some early in the season, but he's got something going with his defense, and they're dominant. Like, they are dominant. They were a top 3 defense, the top 3 unit this year, which surprised me when I saw it. I was like, wait, top 3? Like, elite defense? And yeah, this defense is elite, one of the best, in the league. And over this run, really just, might end up being one of the best defenses ever, which I definitely did not think that was going to be the case when our corners went down, especially in this game without Ambry Thomas. And they still hold, the offense to just 10 points.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
When I got the news a good 20 minutes or 30 minutes before kickoff that Ambry Thomas wasn't playing,
I was like,
I think I tweeted it, but I was on the phone with a few of the Niner fans I talked to online on Facebook and on Twitter, and I was literally, all of us were like, we're done. We're not beating Aaron Rodgers with freaking Dante Johnson and Josh Norman out there against whoever they got, and lo and behold, it was freaking Devontae Adams, going towards wherever Dante Johnson was, and I'm like, I don't know how we won the game. I can't talk properly on this show tonight. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do.
I can't. Dude, I can't believe it either, right? Like, so even the first drive, right? Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers to Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers to Devontae Adams.
Oh my gosh, that first drive.
3 or 4 receptions. Yeah, 3 or 4 receptions the first drive. I'm like, this game is over. Like, even like sitting down on the couch, I would call out. I'm like, this is going to Devontae Adams. Watch the slant, or watch the cool. I'm like, and it would go to Devontae Adams. I'm like, come on, like I'm calling it out. Nobody's able to stop Devontae Adams, but to keep the Packers to only 10 points, Aaron Rodgers obviously favored to win MVP. To keep the Packers and that Packers offense to only 10 points, DeMeco did a hell of a job tonight. DeMeco honestly should get a head coaching job this year. If not this year, he's probably going to get one next year after this performance tonight. What a great performance. To limit the most likely going to be the MVP and that offense only 10 points. I got to give an applause to DeMeco Ryans for this performance. And
I don't want DeMeco to leave. I'm just telling you guys right now. If he leaves, I'll get so pissed. And when I found out, when I'm watching the game, E. Kim said we got 5 sacks tonight. When I'm watching the game and they said we got 5 sacks, I didn't realize that we sacked Aaron Rodgers 5 times.
We've had 5 sacks in like 4 of the last 5 weeks. It's ridiculous.
It's crazy. This pass rush is on. This pass rush might be better than the one we had with D Ford. Seriously.
It might be.
It might be.
And Eric Armstead is stepping up big time.
Yeah.
Armstead.
Yeah, DeForest Buckner who at this point, the way he's been playing. Like he's been having that kind of impact. And I mean, it seemed like just like the flips just switched. The switch flipped. And for this team overall, I mean, offensively, they've Jimmy still has his moments where it's like, why is he playing again? But at the same time, they do enough, and even still in this game, he made a couple of throws, especially in that final drive. Just like I told him before the show started, the greatest check down ever to Debo Samuel.
Yeah.
But they just find a way. This team just finds a way. I don't know. I haven't like really put it together yet to talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to talk through it.
It still hasn't settled in. Hasn't settled in, right? Like I can't take it. I'm like the Niners are the NFC Championship Game. What?
I keep checking ESPN. Like, hang on.
Okay. I've been a Niner fan much longer than you guys. I'll tell you this as much right now. Entering an NFC Championship Game, I've never seen a more stranger road to get, or more unpredictable road to get to the NFC Championship Game. This is like, I'm still in disbelief that we're one game away from possibly going to the Super Bowl. So, and we might be, who knows? We might play the Rams. It might be a home game for us if we play the Rams, right?
Yeah.
And then imagine if we beat the Rams, and then it's a home game in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. That would be.
Yeah,
and then thinking about like just those two teams tomorrow. At first, I was like, I don't want to see LA again because playing the same team 3 times in the same season is like, how many times can you beat them, in a row? But at the same time, I definitely don't want to see Brady because
exactly, I don't want to.
Yeah, I'd rather not see Brady. I'd rather play Matthew Stafford than play Brady with his defense.
Okay, I'm a little concerned. I don't know if you guys are keeping up, but do we have our guys even healthy? I mean, I saw our guys hobbling that multiple times during the game, and
I think
it's
Debo and Kittle were kind of celebrating, so I think they might be okay going forward. But I think Williams is the one that we're worried about. He was on crutches.
Trent Williams, it was on crutches. Oh my gosh.
But I think Debo and Kittle with some rest should be okay.
Well, they need to shoot those guys up with whatever they shot Jimmy up with. Yeah, supposedly he had a sprained shoulder and a freaking torn up thumb, and who knows. Hey, but you know what? Jimmy made some decent throws when it counted.
Yeah, I mean that first quarter was wasted because he actually played pretty good in the first quarter, and they couldn't do anything with it. The drop from Kittle.
I don't know how Kittle dropped that one that was right.
I don't know either.
Yeah,
maybe it's nerves or maybe it's just I don't know.
Yeah, Kittle will make like obviously after that play,
that next catch,
the next drive, right? Like Kittle had like on the sideline.
Yeah, he had that one crazy catch.
Yeah, one crazy catch. Kittle makes catches like that, and then like when I saw Kittle drop, I'm like, what? Like, what's going on, Kittle? Because we see Kittle make like one-handed grabs and make insane grabs, and like for Kittle to drop that one, I was definitely shocked. But let's talk about Debo Samuel. Like, what a beast Debo Samuel is. Like, obviously on that kick return. Debo Samuel returned that like I think like 40-something yards. When you need a play and the Niners need a spark on offense, you give the football to Debo Samuel, and Debo Samuel will come through. Debo Samuel We'll find a way, even if it's a little screen pass, we'll find a way to make it go, 10, 20 yards and take it 10, 20 yards. Debo Samuel is such a beast this year. Such a beast this year. He's been showing up pretty much every season and this year, especially every game the Niners needed him to step up and make plays. He's been making plays the whole season.
Yeah, I don't envy his role in his offense because he literally has to do so much as far as catching the ball, the amount of just the hits he takes. Obviously part of it is his play style. He's a physical runner, but he does so much for this offense. He like almost is the offense, and yeah, that run. I mean, the fact that I was like he's gonna get stopped short when Debo ran that, and he somehow got the first down and had to hop off the field, and I was like, well, you got the first down, so I guess
Debo's been scaring me lately with that stuff, man.
But maybe playing the cold, some of those hits hurt more, and your body maybe locks up.
He got hit pretty hard one time when he went to the sidelines.
Yeah.
I was hoping he didn't have like a punctured lung or something like that, or messed up ribs, or I don't know.
I'm sure that weather played a factor in some of these guys, some of these hits you take. I'm sure they probably hurt a lot more in that kind of weather. But Debo, I mean, that man, he's just different. He's literally the definition of built different. Like
Debo's built different, exactly. We talk about guys like DK Metcalf and AJ Brown is built different. Let's talk Debo Samuel's built different, right? Like taking that hit, coming back in the game, like Debo is built different. Forget about DK and AJ Brown. Debo Samuel is built different.
I mean, we're at the point where maybe he's more important than George Kittle is, because for a while we like Kittle is that guy who's the most important on the offense, and now I think it's Debo for like hands down.
This season is Debo.
Yeah.
This season is Debo. And I've said this before. I think Debo should win Offensive Player of the Year this year. The impact that Debo, if you want, obviously we watch Niners games. If you see the impact that Debo Samuel has, it's ridiculous. Better, it's like even if you look at some of the other guys, like obviously I know Cooper Kupp, obviously he has like 1,900 yards, almost broke Calvin Johnson's record. But like, if he was put in this situation that Debo's in, he couldn't do the same things. Obviously, be using the backfield and have the same success that Debo does. But Debo has such a huge impact on this team, and for a wide receiver to do the things that Debo can do, Debo can pretty much do it all. We saw it in the Rams game. He can even throw. We saw he can return kicks. He's used as in the backfield. He's a wide back. People call him a wide back, but Debo can pretty much do it all. And the type of season that he's had, and the games that when we needed him to be clutch, and he's come up clutch. Debo should be an Offensive Player of the Year, in my opinion, this year.
Well, yeah, the offense didn't get good until Debo was like used more as running back, and the tosses and all that stuff. That was when the offense really started picking up and, got easier, moving the ball and everything. So, I mean, yeah, Debo he's all pros. At least we got that for him, but he definitely deserves some more recognition for some other awards as well. Cause Debo he saved us numerous times. The screen pass against Chicago where it felt like we're about to lose to the Bears. And then all of a sudden Debo on that screen takes it 80 yards somehow. And then, the Rams game where he just dominated, running the ball, catching the ball, and Rams game again. He made some big plays for us to come back and win that one. So, yeah, Debo last week, just keep stacking them up as far as times when Debo like saves the season, quote unquote. Last week when that touchdown run, he's like, hey, give me the ball. Coach, give me the ball, and I'm going to score. And he just does it. And it's like, in football, like, how do you just call your own shot and just score in a game of football like that? It's not basketball where it's like you just.
He must have felt some adrenaline and like, how every now and then you're just like, I don't know whenever you play sports, every now and then you just feel like your body, you might be mentally in the zone, but then your body just feels more charged up and your legs feel stronger. He just must have been feeling it physically at that moment to say, hey, yo, give me the rock. So I'll say this though, I'm a little sick of him getting the ball like in the middle in the teeth of the defense and running head on towards linebackers and D linemen. It's like, I know he has an exceptional ability for a wide receiver to bounce out to the outside and get some nice runs and cut back in every now and then, but let's not run him up the middle like he's Jerome Bettis like 10, 15 times a game. I'm starting to get sick of it. I want to keep this guy healthy. I still want him to be a threat, a wide receiver, and I wish we used him a bit more on the outside like we were earlier in the season,
Yep.
Because Debo plays running back pretty well for a wide receiver. So that's why
he just sure does,
And the offense needs it at this point. That's at this point in the playoffs, you do whatever it takes, just to win a game.
Yeah.
So, but I imagine when Trey Lance is the quarterback and you can do a bit more on offense, that Debo won't be used like this. But knowing that he can produce like this when you do use him like this is nice. And obviously, like we saw the reports earlier today, they want to give him a big extension, and he's a receiver we've been looking for years. That franchise receiver, that guy who's just a difference maker. You can't account. He gets his every game. Debo is that guy. He's a special player, man.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Wilson get injured. Like I didn't even see him
kickoff.
Oh really?
Kickoff.
When Jeff Wilson,
our guys get injured so damn much.
Like, and yeah, I don't even remember him on the field. But Debo Samuel, right? Like Debo. If this whole even next game, right, in the NFC Championship game, Debo's gonna have to come up clutch again. And Debo, obviously, we know he delivers, but like Kyle, even next week, Kyle, you don't have to you can't put the ball in Jimmy Garoppolo's hands, especially against Tampa or like even against the Rams. Like don't try to put the ball in Jimmy Garoppolo's hands. Use Debo also, but when Trey Lance obviously does come in, it'll definitely be different with Debo. But I'm pretty sure you've all seen that meme where Joe Burrow's talking about Jamar Chase. He's like, F it. Jamar Chase is down there somewhere.
Yeah.
Kyle Shanahan on the other hand is like, freaking, we're just giving the ball to Debo the whole freaking offensive drive.
Can't get anything going. Hey Debo, I need you to just work some match real quick. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
That's why he gave it to him on the 3rd and 7. He's like, here. I don't really have any place to go to, Debo. I'm gonna just give you the ball and just try to get a first down, please. And he does it. But yeah, hey, at least next week it won't be cold. We'll play in either Florida or California. So
both places have good weather. But I still can't believe we got Debo and Bosa in the same draft, right? Like we talk about Jalen Hurd in that pick. Imagine if we got Terry McLaurin with the 3rd round pick and we got Nick Bosa, Debo Samuel, and Terry McLaurin in the same draft.
That'd been nice. There's nobody ever has perfect drafts though. We can.
Yeah, we're lucky to have the guys we have right now. This team has special players. Bosa, Warner, Kittle, obviously Debo we're talking about. Mitchell seems like a nice guy. Getting him out of the 6th round. We'll see how Ambry turns out, but he's really turned the corner.
Hopefully Ambry can play next week.
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
The bone bruise, people say it's rough. So
I was shocked they didn't play. Like I heard like my Schefter was tweeting out, okay, Bakhtiari wasn't playing out, Jair Alexander was active, obviously Zary Smith was active. But then like I looked at the Niners inactives and it was Ambry Thomas. I was like, Ambry Thomas had a knee injury. I never knew he hurt his knee. Like
bruised knee, they said, yeah.
Yeah, I was shocked to see him inactive. I found that out just like you, Bashar, like let's say 20-30 minutes before the game, and I was like, wait, like how, like I never heard anything about Ambry Thomas being injured or he couldn't go for
I heard it throughout the week. I just thought he was gonna play, so that's all.
Oh, yeah, he had practiced all week. He was limited, but he practiced all week. So yeah, him being out was like, oh, that was a surprise. But
E. Kim says bone bruises hurt bad.
Yeah, that's what I heard when they talked about it on what was it, like Monday or Tuesday, and it's like, ooh, if that's the case, he might not play then. And sure enough, he didn't end up playing. So we'll see how long that hurts him. But I guess there's no shot to help a bone bruise then.
Yeah. And Jimmy also, like, as much as we want to criticize Jimmy, I don't think this game we won because of Jimmy. Jimmy obviously had that great drive in the end, but Jimmy Garoppolo obviously didn't have a great game. But at the same time, for him to only have 1 interception, for him to, obviously took some of those sacks and some plays where I'm like, that one interception that Jimmy threw, I'm like, Jimmy, you're not Mahomes, buddy. You're not Josh Allen. You're not.
To be honest, my thing was the throw would have been that bad if he had threw it to the back of the end zone. He threw it short for some reason. I feel like
even that, right? But there's guys like Mahomes and Allen that can make those type of throws. He was rolling. I think he was like rolling right, and he's rolling left, and he doesn't like stop and plant his feet. He's like in the air, like tries to throw it like Mahomes and Rodgers. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like,
the funny thing is, like,
that was such a waste.
Extended so long that I was like, someone's got to be open, right? And then he lets him throw. I'm like, okay, it's a touchdown. But then it gets picked off. I'm like, what? And then I see Kittle running. I'm like, why don't you lead him to the back of the end zone? Because Adrian Amos is like in front of Kittle. So I'm like, why not lob it to the back or throw a high pass? So like we said in the Titans game, throw it high. Kittle's 6'5", like throw a jump ball, see if he comes down with it. But I mean, Jimmy's just not good at those. He's not good at those.
That was such a wasted drive. I thought, I honestly was watching. I was like, oh, cool. We're going to score a touchdown now. Literally, the moment that thought popped in my head, the next play, here comes Jimmy.
Well, I tweeted right before, when he stepped up in the pocket for like, what was like the 3rd time all year and pitched it to Mitchell. And I was like, okay, Jimmy's in his bag tonight. I'm like, all right, so Jimmy's not going to make any dumb plays. And sure enough, he throws the pick. And I was like, bro. But that's who
I
Jimmy's
wonder what
been.
goes through Jimmy's head during these games. Like, oh man, I messed it up for our team again. You know, I don't know. Like, it's so
hate
weird.
Jimmy's smile. Jimmy will go on his side.
Yeah, I know him with his smile.
Like, start smiling. I'm like, dude, like
I think
why are you
Jimmy's
smiling?
best when he's not thinking. I think there's times when he starts to think, and that's when he sucks. Like, I think when that throw the Kittle when he extended the play, it's like, do I throw this or not? Nah, I think I throw it, and then he threw a pick. But I think when he's just reacting, he's like a better player.
It's in those 2-minute situations,
because you can't.
I'm assuming he thinks less in those 2-minute drill
That's
situations.
What I'm thinking. Maybe he's just like,
and he does better. He does better.
I should have saved 2 minutes left.
When back to the wall, and all that logic doesn't make any sense. Just go make a play. He seems to be at his best. But when it's like, okay, Kyle wants this on this play, and we look here, and then he starts to, and he freezes, or he just throws something that's really stupid, or I mean, he could have thrown like 3 picks today. So those.
So many times.
Yeah.
So many times in this game. Exactly. I was about to bring that up, right? Like Jimmy, when he's about to get pressure, he likes to like hit the check down. And like when he hits the check down, it's such a ball coming out.
The slowest checkdowns ever.
Check down ever. It's like I was like watching the ball.
I hate seeing those.
It's like seeing the ball in slow motion. I'm like, all right, like is this gonna get picked?
It's like, hey, do you want to pick 6? Try it.
Yeah, like that's how the ball goes. And I'm like, oh, like what's gonna happen? Like, but there should have been more. There possibly could have been more picks if Jimmy, obviously one play I think Eric Stokes was like not even looking straight. Otherwise, that should have been a pick 6. They should have went to the house, but his checkdowns are hella slow. And like even I think Troy Aikman said it. He was like, Jimmy, you could have thrown it somewhere else instead of trying to hit the checkdown. You could throw that ball out of bounds. Like those type of things like sometimes kill me. If that would have been interception, the interception. If Eric Stokes would have caught that, he would have probably taken it in the house. We probably would have lost that game. But when Jimmy, like I feel like. Jimmy, obviously, I wouldn't say he had the best game, but I don't think he had a bad game. He did well enough for us to win, and
considering the elements, elements were obviously terrible.
Yeah,
I mean, even the Packers players were like having some trouble in the elements. So I can't say it's like, I mean, obviously it's not perfect, sunny weather, and Jimmy isn't the only person who had a bad game. Tom Compton was some trash today. Like Compton was getting
we need to send him back to Compton as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I mean,
he was getting manhandled today.
Yeah,
he was killing me, dude. I was like, oh, this goes out to all the people who trash McGlinchey so hard. This is what you get, It's like,
I don't know about PFF stat. Like McGlinchey was ranked like 93.3, and like over Trent Williams. Like that can't be right. Like,
no, well, I wouldn't say he was ranked that hard. My point about McGlinchey was the only really, really bad game, in my opinion, that he really had this year was against Arizona. Other than that, in my opinion, I thought he was all right, but people just trashed him so.
Compton
Compton
had like a PFF stat, like he was like 93.3.
What game?
One game, I'm like Compton having that high of a grade, like that doesn't
really. But Compton actually did step up and look pretty good in certain games. Not today, of course, but yeah. And Alex Mack was looking pretty bad at times too. Now I know he was going up against a really nice nose tackle, but we need to find a replacement for Alex Mack somewhere down the road. Hope in this off season or something.
Yep. And shout out to Ryan, Crypto Ryan and Maruna. They started their official channel, No Border Sports.
No BS.
No BS, exactly. So if you haven't checked that out already, go do so. Follow their Twitter, No Border Sports, and go check out their channel, No Border Sports. Subscribe to their channel if you haven't already. Get them to 100 subscribers. But go check out their channel if you haven't already.
Get Amin the Dream to 1,000 subs. I love saying that.
Icing on the cake. Football fan 28 says icing on the cake. Last field goal at 10 Packers had 10 guys on the field.
They did. They only had 10. Out of a timeout, by the way. They called timeout. Well, when we called timeout, and they still only had 10.
Hey, I gotta say something. I have to apologize to Robbie Gould because on my channel at certain points of the season, I trash Robbie Gould pretty hard because I don't know. I just thought he just frustrated the living daylights out of me, and he missed some stupid kicks from time to time. But when the situations, I can't even say it right. But when his number's been called and it's relevant and it makes it's money time, he performs, man, and I was just like, oh wait, this kick. I know he did good last week, but come on, that was in a dome. Now we're in the snow with the game on the line, and then just boom, right down the middle.
Yeah, I was still nervous. I'm like, he's gonna miss this, isn't he? Like,
Yeah,
there's no way we win this game.
I thought we were gonna go overtime because just the fact that it was snowing. I was watching him botch a
it's
snapper.
snowing. It's not that. It's like 40. It's like 46 yards. I'm like, that's not really a chip
I mean, was it the snow that made their Green Bay's special teams look so bad? I mean,
no, I don't know. Well, their special teams worse than ours. So
that's what I heard. That's what I was hearing. Yeah, I didn't believe it until I watched the game. I was like, whoa.
Well, yeah, I mean, a blocked field goal to make it 7-0 at half instead of 10-0, which was massive in this game. And then, obviously, the block punt, which is probably the greatest block punt in 49ers history.
When that field goal was blocked, though, I was thinking to myself, I don't know, I got to see the replay of it again. I was thinking, why didn't they go after the ball to try to run it? I didn't get that part.
I'm trying to think. I mean, do blocks get called? But no, I don't think they do.
Okay.
No.
So block punts you can run. Okay.
Even field goals. I remember specifically. I know this random analogy. I remember it was like Browns versus Ravens. The Ravens Browns coach was Hugh Jackson. I think it was like some Monday night game, and like the Cleveland Browns were about to kick a field goal to win the game, and it was tied like 20-20, and then the Ravens blocked a field goal and they returned it for a touchdown. So I'm pretty sure. You can return. You
can. I'm not sure what the loophole is then.
Yeah, because they didn't return it at all. I think they kind of just like started celebrating and went to the
celebrating
and
half. Also I think the punter jumped on it real fast, so they didn't even get a chance.
I don't know. I gotta go back and watch. That was so weird.
Yeah.
Because I have seen ones ran back for touchdowns. Yeah.
Mhm. Aaron Rodgers didn't throw a touchdown today.
That's crazy. That's crazy, man.
I mean, the early touchdown was the first drive, and I was like. When they score first drive, I'm like, okay, it's gonna be one of those games where defense it's not gonna be as great as it was, and then offense is gonna have to score some points. And then, nonetheless, they don't score after that. At least as far as the touchdowns go, that was their only touchdown of the game, and that's just I still can't believe they won this game. I still cannot believe it.
Hasn't sinked in.
I'm gonna watch the game next week. You know, on Sunday, and still be surprised we're even there. I'm like, wow, we're really playing this game right now. Okay. It's gonna take a minute, man. Jesus Christ, what's this? This team is weird.
It is without a doubt. Yeah, it's the weirdest Niners season that I've ever experienced.
Well, we definitely do expect to see Kyle Shanahan next year after making it to the freaking NFC Championship.
I'm like, even though we went through a lot of crap at one point in the season, I was still a pro Shanahan guy. But in the beginning of the season, there were a lot of questionable things going on with Shanahan. I get it.
Yeah, I never called for his firing either. I mean, you know this because every time I come to your show, fire Shanahan. I'm like, bro, he's not going anywhere. Okay? But I mean, we got the right guy. I think this season has let us know we have the right guy at the helm. And, you know, if they do end up falling short here with Jimmy, that's why Lance is here. And we hope that, you know, his season of learning pays off next year.
Super Bowl and then he's gone after. I'll definitely take it. I'll be like, thank you, Jimmy Garoppolo.
I don't care what happens after.
Everything you've done in San Francisco. Amin the Dream, you need to get Kobe more on your shows with Bashar. Do it weekly, please. Hey, that's up to both of those guys. All right?
I guess I don't mind.
That's up to both of those guys. You know, I love having both of you guys on.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
But this team is weird, man. I mean,
as soon as I'm done on here, I'm going to jump onto my own channel and do something on there. Just for the fact that today's game was just so crazy, I have to. I have to go live on my channel too. It's gonna be nuts.
It's definitely a must, man. Whew.
Yeah, I'm still running out of things to say. I just not much really crosses my mind. I was putting up the
stat
sheets.
Like the film won't even matter. It's just like
exactly. And we don't have much highlights to talk about either. Because the score was so low. You know.
Yeah, it's just a lot of defensive stops, punts. Just hoping that Jimmy doesn't throw a pick six. That's what most. And I
was shocked at times when we stopped him. I was like, damn, we stopped him again. Oh, look, it was like nuts.
It's one of those things where it's like I'm a real like when the Niners have a lot of success against a team, like at some point it's gonna run out, right? Like that Week 18 Rams game, like okay, we beat them the last 6 times, but this is when it ends, right? This is where we lose and then they win. And the Packers, you hear, oh, Rodgers 0-3 against the Niners, and this and that, and it's like that. I mean, but this Packers team, they're good, so it's like, how long does this last? And sure enough, they're still winning these games in the weirdest of ways, where it's like
funny, yeah. I was on.
It doesn't make any sense.
I was on the. Well, they do these things called Twitter Spaces, conference calls on Twitter.
Yeah.
Amin the Dream said seen them, and I was on there, and some Packers fan was on there talking all this smack, and I was like, well, Aaron Rodgers is 0-3 against us in the playoffs, and then I was like, well, there's a good chance we'll beat you guys again, and then some Niner fan stepped in and said, hey, hold up, you can't say that. Just because we beat Aaron Rodgers in the past, it doesn't mean we're going to beat him this time. And I was like, well, hey. Look at us now.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, I mean, just because we beat him the last 3 times doesn't mean we're going to beat him this time. That's not really a good stat to go off of when it comes to a prediction. But sure enough, somehow they always find a way to win these games. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't know if it's just
the Al Davis philosophy. Just win, baby.
And then the Al Davis philosophy. I was gonna say that. Then it's just funny because my friends like, oh well, Aaron Rodgers grew up a 49er fan, so I have a feeling that he makes us win on purpose. He plays bad on purpose, so to make the Niners win.
Okay, you know what? Whoever said that, let me just say this. Okay, 49ers snubbed Rodgers in the 2005 NFL draft. Rodgers took draft night snub as a slight when asked whether he was disappointed about the 49ers not drafting him. Rodgers provided a response saying, not as disappointed as the 49ers will be that they didn't draft me.
And from that point on, I've hated Aaron Rodgers' guts. Ever since I saw that news clip, I've hated the guy's guts.
He doesn't bother
me. Even though logically that should have been the pick we made, we were stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
And the ironic thing about that was, I don't know if you know the story. Mike McCarthy was the reason why we didn't draft him. He was our offensive coordinator at the time. That guy who was and our offense was garbage that year. By the way, it was terrible. It was Mike Nolan and Mike McCarthy. And then McCarthy whispers to Nolan, don't draft this guy because he's cocky and he's this and he's that. And then McCarthy leaves us to coach the Packers and then wins the Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers. So. Whatever. And then he just lost to us last week.
Yeah, Rodgers. I would obviously love to have Rodgers on this team if he was our quarterback because Rodgers obviously grew up a Bear kid. Obviously, we didn't get Brady because obviously it was hard to get Brady because we didn't know what Brady would become. But Rodgers obviously.
Yeah, nobody knew what Brady was going to be.
Yeah, nobody knew what Brady was become. But Rodgers, on the other hand, right? Like Rodgers, grew up a Niners fan, went to Cal. He was obviously we had the first overall pick in that draft. Could have gotten Rodgers and then decided not to, but. I can't imagine what life would have been with Rodgers on the Niners because obviously we've gone through our Brian Hoyers and our CJ Beathers and our Jimmy Garoppolos and obviously Alex Kaepernick. But imagine having Rodgers on this.
I'm not gonna. So say we drafted Rodgers, I'm not gonna guarantee that hey, if we drafted Rodgers, that we would have drafted exactly the same all those other years afterwards. But assuming we did, and Rodgers was our quarterback throughout those years, I think Rodgers probably has I don't know, at least 2 to 3 Super Bowl rings under his belt. I think Rodgers will be more successful in his career as a 49er quarterback.
The thing I think about is, like, if he was a Niner, would his career trajectory have been the same? Like, would he have turned out to be as good as he is now, if he was a Niner?
Rodgers is talented, right? Rodgers is talented, but the thing about, like, we are garbage. Like, Alex Smith obviously had,
coaching staff sucks. The team sucks. Yeah,
like, the team sucks, right? But, like, one thing that we will say is Rodgers, obviously, we know this. Rodgers, some people even say, is the most talented player in NFL history, right? So Rodgers, obviously, he would probably. I wouldn't say that he would probably win the Super Bowl. Like I think he would eventually, but not like the time that Alex Smith, obviously, his rookie and his second year, third year, we were really bad. But Rodgers is definitely more talented than Alex Smith, so I definitely think that would definitely help. But one thing about Rodgers is that Rodgers, I think he's one of the most talented quarterbacks in NFL history, but Rodgers probably going to go home after this and, forget about it. But, if Rodgers had the same mentality that Brady had and he took football as seriously as Brady did, Rodgers would probably go down as the greatest player in NFL.
Hey, he can always host Jeopardy.
Oh, at some point, maybe he might. Maybe he might with the way things have been going.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know, he was doing it this past
offseason. Yeah, he was doing.
Jeopardy kept alternating hosts before they found their host.
I can't imagine he's done in Green Bay at this point now. Yeah. After that loss,
I don't know. The reporter. I look. I got Schefter tweeted it out. A reporter asked about Rodgers in Green Bay. Let me look it up again. I have it. Rodgers, the reporters asked Rodgers, he said, I'm going to take some time and have conversations within the folks around here and then take some time away and make a decision, obviously, before free agency. So most likely he will make a decision before free agency if he wants to stay or not.
Let me say this, though. I said it last time on my show, and when I go back live on there, I'll say it again. I'm definitely going to say it here first. Shanahan has a way with his students, with his pupils.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sure we lost the last Packer game. I get it, but in general, Shanahan usually comes out winning.
Yep. And speaking of the biggest Debo fan I know, not Travis Sports Kid, all offseason, I was like, dude, should have drafted DK, should have drafted AJ Brown, Debo, almost injury pro. Dude, he's like, no, bro.
Debo proved that he's up there with those guys this year. I seriously think so.
Debo proved he's up there with those guys, but this guy has been a believer since day one. Since the Niners drafted Debo, this guy's been telling me. So, a lot of the Niner fan base, I believe in Debo, give him time. Debo will have his season. And Debo definitely had an amazing season. But not Travis Sports Kid has been a Debo supporter. One of the, if not the biggest Debo supporter I know. But
he's a big South Carolina Gamecocks fan, isn't he? Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. I remember that guy. What's up, not Travis Sports Kid?
Since day one. So shout out to him. He's believed in Debo for a long time. And it's definitely paid off this season. So
you know what just popped in my head? Remember that video when when Debo was live on Instagram when they drafted Kinlaw? You guys ever see that video?
Yeah. Yeah,
I used to imitate that video all the time. He's holding his cell phone. He's like, well, you know. It's just that guy was acting hell crazy.
And the last thing I want to point out about this game is week 3, 30 seconds left. Packers win by a field goal. Niners, on the other hand, playoff divisional round when it mattered. We win by 3. We win by a field goal. What a coincidence, man.
This field goal was a whole lot harder to make, in my opinion, considering the weather.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I can't rag on Robbie Gould anymore. That guy, he found a way to do it, man.
Yeah, Robbie Gould, man. We've been talking. We've been criticizing him pretty much all season. But when it matters the most, when the game is on the line, Robbie Gould, ice in his veins. Robbie Gould comes through. Robbie Gould comes through every single time we need him to come up clutch. Outside the Minnesota game. Because I was like, Robbie Gould, how do you miss that kick in Minnesota? It's perfect weather. How do you miss that kick, Robbie? But outside of that Minnesota game, Robbie has pretty much been clutch every time we needed him. Robbie Gould, pretty much, man, he's clutch.
What made me laugh about Robbie Gould was last week when those Dallas Cowboy fans were giving him the bird, flipping him the finger, and then he's walking up to them and high-fiving them.
It's funny. The players that we question the Niners for having belief in are the players who are playing the best right now for this Niners team. Where it's why are they paying Armstead so much? And now Armstead is, obviously probably the most impressive defensive lineman playing right now. Why do they keep Robbie Gould around? And now Robbie Gould is making every kick in the playoffs. Why is Jimmy G still starting? And then that Rams game happens where he's able to help them come back and score in that last drive. I mean, the Niners, even though it's been hard to get to this point, the guys that they put their trust in have been getting it done. And I just wonder how much longer. At some point, this all feels just too lucky to be true. And at some point, the luck will run out. But we'll see. It's definitely a Cinderella story, though, this team.
Yeah. If the Niners make this season will go down in history, bro. This season, from 3-5, barely making it, obviously the Rams game being down, 17-0, coming back, winning against the Rams in LA, then obviously winning in the wild card round, winning in the divisional round, and if the Niners make the Super Bowl this year, even if they win the Super Bowl possibly, man, what a story, man. Well, do you guys have any final thoughts before we wrap up the show? Because I know you got your show after this, Bashar.
Yeah, I'm waiting on somebody, but he's not. I don't think he's ready to go on yet. But final thoughts. This team never dies. People were calling for Shanahan's head earlier this season. Some people still want Shanahan fired, but I don't. I love the way he draws people open and pass plays. Hopefully, we could get the pass game opening up again in some way, shape, or form. At points of times in the season, our pass game looked pretty nice. But at the end of the day, this team, no matter, whenever you try to count this team out, they don't count themselves out. They find a way to win. So, just like T-Pain said, all I do is win, win, and win, and win. That's that's what this team does. So, we'll see, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun. if we play the Rams, okay, whatever. Now if we play Tom Brady, obviously Tom Brady's Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
That worries me. That worries me. Yeah, but we just beat Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers is pretty much up there with Tom Brady.
We know Rodgers obviously had an incredible season, but Brady, man, I don't care what scenario Brady's in the playoffs. Brady is like, Brady's another level. Like I would not want to.
If I wasn't a Niners fan, it'd be the game I want because like Brady versus Garoppolo, that would be the guy.
Yeah, obviously
that
it would be. The storylines would be incredible.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody talking about mentor, teacher versus student, starter versus that. Everybody talking Garoppolo versus Brady, but at the same time, most likely we do have that scenario. Most likely we know Tampa Bay at home most likely is gonna win that game, especially because they're getting Fournette back also for tomorrow. So Fournette, with him being back, obviously Mike Evans and Rob Gronkowski and those guys.
We'll see because the Rams have a good defensive line too, so we'll see how Brady looks against another good line. The Eagles, I mean, they weren't really that good, to be honest. Like they weren't really that good, so that's kind of a bye week for Tampa Bay. But how they look in this game coming up will probably decide how much I would fear them if we do play them. But this team, I mean, logically, just no. Jesus Christ, what happened? What just happened? Give me a second.
Yeah, brain fart. What did I miss?
My voice just went out. I don't know how my voice went out.
Got it.
But if we do play the Bucs, this team, I don't know how they'll do it, but they'll find a way.
Yeah.
That's what I've learned these last 3 weeks. They'll find a way. So I mean, I guess bring it on. Whoever is next, bring it on. I guess.
Yeah. And lastly, before we get out of here, interesting fact: the Packers are 10-0 when leading at halftime this season. Make it 10-1. Let's go.
It's like McVay was 40-something, going leading at halftime, and then now it's 40-something one.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, I didn't watch it during the week. Were you doing anything special to hype up the team this week? Did you play any special songs or to get the team? I played. I'm a
motivational speaker for this.
You're like motivated.
It's all about who wants it the most. All right, like let's go out there and kick Aaron Rodgers' butt, like But
yeah,
what a game. It still hasn't synced in. It's processing slowly.
Yeah, it's you should, if you guys only saw me earlier today, I was a mess. Yeah,
so Debo said he's fine. So
I hope Trey Williams is fine though.
That one I have no idea. Maybe he's on crutches because he's a bigger guy. So maybe it's harder to walk. Maybe it's sprained ankle or something. So we'll see.
Wait, which cheesehead guy was?
That's the Cowboy fan from last week with the as a Green Bay.
Oh, they put a cheesehead on him.
Yeah. Apparently, Debo's 3rd and 7 run. The 49ers actually called a pass play. So I don't know if
what was that one play where Jimmy took the hand off and then he almost bobbled the snap from center and then he threw the Debo and then that was not. There was all kinds of funny little things like that in the game, man.
Well, Jimmy's such a weird. During the game, I'm like pissed off. Like Jimmy, like come on, get your hands in the ball. Like, can we get a clean pitch, please? Like what's going on? But after the game is over now. Yeah, this game was. I imagine the elements had played a big factor, obviously, but. Whew.
Yeah, I mean, when I played football, I never ever played in the snow. I played in the rain before, and it wasn't easy because especially playing O-line, when you need traction to move your legs and your feet, and if it's really muddy, it's so hard to block. It sucks.
I just saw this funny meme. If the 49ers win, I'll draw Aaron Rodgers getting a shot of the L vaccine from Dr. Jimmy.
Okay. Oh man. You know how to share your screen on the StreamYard? Have you done it before? That there is a feature to do that. Yeah, it's easy. It's easy. Just mess around with it one day before you go live, and you'll figure it out. It's really really easy.
I still can't believe we actually won that game. I still can't believe it.
Yeah, I want to see what Grant Cohn and everybody else has to say.
I mean, Grant's gonna talk about Jimmy. How we should have lost this game because Jimmy played terribly. But
he's every week he says that.
Yeah, I mean that's how he's gonna start it off. But he'll praise the defense, he'll praise special teams, and praise D'Amico Ryans and Kyle Shanahan. But then next week it's like, oh well, Jimmy might have another bad game and they might lose because of it. So
oh man, I hope D'Amico Ryan stays. Man, I'd hate to see him go. It's just
D'Amico, like our defensive coordinator, obviously Salah has been great, but D'Amico, what he's done in his first year, like wow. Right? Yeah, D'Amico most likely will get a head coaching job. Like the funny thing is like guys that we want, like Saleh, Mike McDaniel, Adam Peters, those guys are getting, head coaching interviews, and obviously Saleh left last year. And guys like, Buffalo and, the Chiefs got guys like Eric Bieniemy and Brian Dable and Leslie Frazier, who kind of there, Robert Saleh's and, D'Amico Ryans on their team. And, like, those guys haven't gotten head coaching jobs. Even though they got interviews, they still haven't gotten head coaching jobs. But we lost Saleh last year. We possibly could lose McDaniel this year to Miami. And then we also possibly could lose D'Amico because he's getting interviewed by the Vikings. So the guys that we want to stay, they leave. And the guys, like the Chiefs, got guys, assistant coaches on the Chiefs and the Bills. They also want those guys to stay, but they do stay.
The one thing that you can hope for, I guess, is that he's only being interviewed because of the Rooney Rule. And hopefully,
yeah, I was thinking about that.
Hopefully that these teams don't really want him as head coach. He's kind of doing it because they have to. But he definitely deserves the head coaching job for sure. Yeah. And if he's back next year, that's like a steal for the Niners to have one more year because
Minnesota probably watches this game like D'Amico held Aaron Rodgers under 10 points.
I just feel like we're the only team in the league who doesn't win the Super Bowl. Who every team in the league goes after their coaches. It's like, wait, I thought you have to win the Super Bowl for teams to go after your coaches, and so it's just kind of weird. I mean, where's our Lombardi then? If everybody wants where our coaches at?
It's wild what this team has done. I for sure thought this season was done after the Colt McCoy game. I was like, nope, that's wraps. This is the season's lost.
Yeah, how did we lose that game? That was so stupid.
Seeing this team now, I don't think they lose that team again. If they had
no, we don't lose now. We don't lose now. No. If we replay that game, we beat them.
I think they beat the Cardinals both times with this team they have right now.
Yeah.
The
Niners, if you look at their games, like the seasons that we've lost now, a lot of those games, Jimmy also didn't have bad games, but there are like the defense sometimes would get beat and stuff like that, and the defense was allowing points. But the Niners legitimately could have won the division this year. Like you said, I think they would have won
the conference.
Yeah, they
won the conference.
The same way that they played tonight, or the same way that they played, like how the defense at their best, the offense at their best, they pretty much could have won the conference. But it was obviously some games that we lost, by a touchdown or by a field goal, obviously in week 3. But this team legitimately at their best could have won the conference this year.
Hey guys, thank you for having me on. I really, really appreciate it. Good to see you again, Kobe. I actually do got to go get running because we're gonna start up the other show and talk things over before we go live.
All right, man.
Well, I'm ecstatic that we won. My head's spinning. Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it, man.
No problem, man. Go check out 49er Minded's channel if you haven't already. I'll put the link in the description after the show because it was last minute, getting Bashar on the show. But I will put the link in the description for his YouTube and Twitter. But if you haven't subscribed to Bashar's channel already, what are you doing?
Thank you guys. Take care, man.
He posts amazing content, and he's doing a show after my show. So if you haven't already, go check out 49er Minded on YouTube. Subscribe to his channel if you haven't already, man.
Bye-bye.
All right, man. Peace. Man, what a game. That's all I can say, man. What a game. It still has LinkedIn, man. Oh.
Yeah, it's gonna take a minute. It's gonna take a minute.
Just with this team, pretty much is like when when you don't have any hope left, you're just like, all right, like this game, like this pretty much the whole game. I was like sitting on the couch. I'm like I
didn't think we could win it all until the block punt. I was like, I'm just waiting for us to finally lose this game, and then the block punt happens. I'm wait, no way.
Yeah.
First, I was like, it's just in the air. I'm like, where'd the ball go? Like, does it disappear? It's like, where's the ball? Then it drops right in front of the end zone. It drops right in front of the end zone. Hufanga picks it up and takes. I'm like, you're kidding. This game is tied now. I'm like, there's no way this game is tied after this. It felt like we were getting blown out. Like even
it did. It
like
did.
We were down by like 20 points the entire game, but no, one block punt. And it's like, oh, this game is tied. And then they get another stop, and then Jimmy the pass to Kittle. I'm like, oh wait, this is 2-minute drive. Jimmy's good in this drive. Yeah. And then the Debo check down, and then the run plays.
2017 Jimmy against Tennessee.
Yep.
Has control of the offense. Throwing dots. Making smart decisions, playing smart complementary football, man. Whew, what a game, man! What a game.
It's gonna be a fun week for the media. They're gonna be roasting the mess.
Especially Peter Schrager, man.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Aaron Rodgers of the Packers. You know what I also want to see on Monday? obviously I want to see Peter Schrager and see what he, what he's gonna say. But I want to see what Stephen A. Smith says on Monday. Aaron Rodgers, he's one bad man. That bad man only put up 10 points today. So that really Aaron Rodgers, that bad man, he got eliminated in the first round.
I want to see Pat McAfee too and Ty Schmidt. I know he's the Packers fan on that show, so I want to see how he's feeling about that loss. Obviously, Pat talks to A-Rod every Tuesday, so I wonder if he's going to be here this Tuesday after that loss. I wonder if he'll be on the show.
Definitely. Richard said it ain't about how you start, it's about how you finish. Yep, definitely, man.
Yeah, that's football. It's not there's no series here in football. It's just one game. Yeah. Win one game, you move on.
Another quote that represents this game is, it ain't about how hard you hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. Like, the Niners, I feel like they were pretty much out of the game. Like you said, it was like, I thought they were losing by like 20 points or something like that. But for us to win this game, man, it was incredible. It was an incredible feeling, incredible game.
Yeah, like I said, until the block punt, I was like, this game's over. And then the block punt, I'm like, wait a minute. This game's tied. How? How is this game tied? Yeah, but I'm out of things to say.
Yep. Yeah, same. Well, that basically wraps up the show. I appreciate everybody for watching. If you haven't already, go check out Kobe's channel. The link is in the description. Aries Plays. He posts lots of Madden content on there. Trey Lance career series. Go check out his video. If he's almost last game before the end of the season. If he wins and the Niners win with Trey Lance, they're into the playoffs. So go check that out if you haven't already. Go see if the Niners win. Trey Lance career mode. He does a lot of amazing content over there at Aries Plays. If you haven't followed Kobe on Twitter already, please go do so. The link is in the description to his Twitter and YouTube. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, please go do so. We're trying to get to 600 subscribers before the season ends.
Get him to 1,000.
I appreciate it, man. But please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Go hit this stream with a like. The Niners won the NFC Championship game. Go Niners. Bang, bang, Niner gang. And we'll see you guys